Yeah. Keep it real when I walk, keep it real when I talk. I'ma keep it real, give you something you can feel when I talk. We gon' keep it 100. Listen, this is the way, you in the right place, cause I got time today. Big G, keep it 100.
Listen up, you Yenzies. Welcome to another edition of Keeping It 100 with your boy Big G on the KnoItAllz podcast channel. Man, thank all y'all for rocking with me during the noontime, man. I appreciate all y'all in here in the building. We're going to chop it up and discuss it and talk about it, man. And we're going to turn Keeping It 100 to your favorite noontime edition show every week, not just in the KnoItAllz podcast channel, but in podcast world, man. I appreciate all you guys rocking with me early and often. Listen, this is a rant session. So this has to do with the people in the live chat, what I'm going to be talking about concerning a topic or a subject. So if you want to get your chat up, make sure that you super chat. They're wide open. Subscriptions to the channel are wide open. We got a lot of backstage content available. Make sure you subscribe to the KnoItAllz podcast channel. And I can't even get started without acknowledging some of the people in the live chat. One of our members, Steeler Lee, man, what's cracking, man? Good to see you today, man. Lockdown, man, good to see you, man. Absolutely. Claude, the arch nemesis. Claude, you better not get the tripping today, Claude, because I got something for you today, Claude. Ruben Stone, man, great to see you, man. Pickens, you big dummy, man. Good to see you, man, in the building. Listen, we got a few people in here, and I'm quite sure that things are going to move forward. And we're going to have a whole lot of folks in here in a minute. What's up, Mean Green, man? Great to see you in the live chat, man. Hey, so let's get at it. Keeping it 100. Got to keep it real. Got to say what we need to say. The title of the show is, can the Pittsburgh Steelers win the bingo of the free agency? Now, I know that there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of talk and a lot of things out there concerning what the Pittsburgh Steelers will do with this year's draft and what we need to do at drafting positions. We got 12 picks and we got this and that, man. But free agency comes way before the draft. As a matter of fact, for you guys that don't know, free agency actually starts in about 3 weeks, right? You've already had certain players come out and declare and say that they're going to be free agents. You've had franchises come out and say, hey, we're going to designate this particular player with a franchise tag. So for all y'all thinking we're going to get George Pickens, it ain't happening. The Cowboys then already said that they're going to designate him as a tag, a franchise tag, so he ain't coming back to Pittsburgh. So get that out of your head. But what the Steelers need to focus on, in my opinion, in order to get us together and get us right for the 2026 season, is the free agent market. Now, I know this is like a foreign language to most Yenzies out there. Most Yenzies know that the Pittsburgh Steelers are not aggressive when it comes to free agency. We know they're not aggressive. We know they're not. Traditionally, they haven't been. But traditionally, some things have changed. As of right now today, we have more coaches that has been involved with the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff than ever before. I'm talking about, you go back to Bill Cowher and Chuck Noll. They ain't have as many coaches as we actually got right now. That signals something to me. That tells me that they're invested in player development from the current roster players that we actually have and bringing in the potential players to add to the roster to put them in position to win. You can't do that unless you have development across the board in the coaching, the scouting department, and all whatever else. And scouting doesn't just mean collegiate athletes. Scouting has to do with guys that are across the NFL. So that's what we're talking about, free agents. And I believe wholeheartedly that the Steelers are invested in doing it this year more than ever. Listen, I ain't sold on Mike McCarthy. I'm not necessarily sold on him. I gave him a little bit of room. I'm not even sold on Art Rooney. But what I'm sold on is the investment of the organization and what we're doing and how free agent can actually be our thing this year. unlike any other year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Still, Elite said, the question should be, is Omar going to quit fleecing and get some real dogs? He might. I think listen, any general manager's job is to fleece you. Any general manager's job is to get more value than what they give out for a particular player and position. That's any general manager across the National Football League, not just Omar Khan, but any general manager. So he's going to be in a position or the business to make our roster better. Not necessarily from a fleece standpoint, but if I can give you this draft pick or this player, or I can sign this guy for this amount of money, or this, that makes all the sense in the world. And that's what Omar Khan's supposed to do. He's supposed to do that. And really, to be honest, Omar Khan is the numbers guy, is the money guy. The guy that actually understands player development and positions is Andy Waddle. Andy Waddle is the guy that goes out and scouts players. Omar Khan just crunches the numbers, really, to be honest. So, and I was so glad when Andy Waddle was like, nah, I'm not going to Atlanta. Because I knew we needed him from a developmental standpoint to be able to bring in free agents, right? And I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you, Steelers Nation, this ain't the year. This ain't the year that's traditional like always with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to do some stuff that we've never done before, and you're going to see it, and you're going to be like, man, I cannot believe G said that they actually was going to do that, and they did exact thing that I said. We're going to be aggressive in free agency. We're going to be aggressive, man. Man, Reginald Rivers said, Big G, I read an article today that the Steelers should trade their number 1 pick for Jared Goff out of Detroit. What do I think? What do I think is hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Jared Goff, in my opinion, is not a franchise quarterback. What has he done? He did one thing with the Rams and made it to the Super Bowl. One thing. He ain't that dude. That's why they traded him for Matt Stafford. I.e., Matt Stafford done went and won a Super Bowl, and they're in the damn NFC Championship game every year, it seemed like. No, Jared Goff, if you want some of the same things that you get over and over and over again, go ahead and trade for Jared Goff. That's absolutely absurd. So hell no, we're not trading for no Jared Goff. Get him out of here. No, hell no. I don't even want to think about it because it actually made my blood pressure grow up thinking about whether or not Jared Goff becomes him, Kyler Murray, and Tua. If you mention any of those dudes coming into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to become a quarterback, the answer's hell to the no. No, we don't need none of them. None of them, right? Me and Green, you're correct, man. The Steelers need to stop bringing in these retreads. Yeah, and a lot of positions they're washed, right? Still, Elise said, as far as the large coaching staff, I think the Rooneys know that this hire is 100% on him. And he don't want to look bad, so he finally opened up his wallet. Well, yeah, I mean, really to be clear, Still Elite, it's about his legacy. If he doesn't get a Super Bowl out of Mike McCarthy and he doesn't identify the next franchise quarterback, what does Art Rooney's legacy actually look like? Trash is what it looks like. It don't look good at all. Art Rooney II's legacy is big trash. He didn't do nothing without Dan Sr. Nothing. And that's the issue. So, of course, he had to open up his checkbook a little bit, let go of the reins, hire the right people, bring in the right situations. But you got to bring in the right personnel. If you don't bring in the right player personnel, you can forget it. You can forget it. So, going back to my point, man. Going back to my point. Free agency. Free agency. What do we need? What do we need to do? I think there's 3 pivotal positions you got to attack. In my mind, in my opinion, you got to attack from a free agency standpoint. Number 1 being wide receiver. Number 2, green dot linebacker. And number 3, offensive line. I think you have to aggressively attack those positions. And oh, by the way, before the Steelers even negotiate to move money around concerning current players on the roster, we start in the top 10 with dollars available. We have available right now $45 million. We have that money available right now. So we're already in the top 10 to be able to move it around. Now, we renegotiate a couple contracts, maybe trade off a guy, maybe kick a guy's salary down the road. The money goes up. So we're already in the top 10. But I think we got to identify, and I think the Steeler Nation, Yenzies, y'all need to identify it with me. 3 areas that we need to attack aggressively. Wide receiver. And not just one, depth. Green dot linebacker. We need a middle linebacker. And depth in the offensive line. Let me get to some of these comments, man, before I go off too far, man, right? Pickers, you big dummy says, keep the name Kyler Murray out of here. I'm watching him for 7 years here in Arizona. He do absolute zero. He's trash. He's not a good quarterback. I agree, man. Reginald Rivers, man, what's happening? Good to see you in the building. Steeler Dog, man, what's up, man? He said, Big G, do you think the Steelers should re-sign Asante Samuel? Absolutely. Absolutely. Asante Samuel, he's going to be cheaper than trying to re-sign James Pierre-Lapute. Even though I think James Pierre-Lapute done earned a roster spot, he's going to be a whole lot cheaper, right? Lockdown says, I didn't know David Lloyd from the Jags was a free agent. Bye-bye, Patrick Queen. Hey, I like David Lloyd. I ain't gonna front with you. I like David Lloyd a whole lot. I think David Lloyd is a good fit for the damn Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, let's be clear. Let's be perfectly clear. I like that dude. All right, so if we go in order of positions, okay, and then we say wide receiver, what is a legitimate free agent target for wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm biased. I think Alec Pierce is our number one target. I think, to me, Alec Pierce. Hey, what's up, Christine? Good to see you in the building. Hey, what's happening, man? Steeler Dog said, I don't think Queen is going anywhere. They'll take a green dot off of him, but he won't get cut. I don't think they're going to cut him, but I think they could absolutely trade him. I think they could absolutely trade Patrick Queen. I think that's a strong possibility. And ultimately, they might cut him because it's dollars. He makes too much damn money for what he produces on the field, right? Man Green says, Big G, how do the Steelers have to know when Cam Hayward and Aaron Rodgers are going to be coming back for the 2026 season? Well, the rumors are out there that they told Aaron Rodgers he got to let him know by March 1. It lines directly up with free agency. The rumors are that Cam's welcome back in the building whenever he decides because he's a legacy Steelers. So I believe Cam's going to come back and play. Even though there's that stuff on the social media, they got him closing a book and all whatever else. I think that's just a ploy for him to be able to get more money and more dollars, man. Cam's going to play, but he might not. I don't know. I'm not friends with him. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but I think he's going to play, man. Right? Big E says, if the Colts plan on re-signing Alec Pierce, so I look for the Colts to put Michael Pittman Jr. up for a trade. I don't think they're going to re-sign Alec Pierce. I don't think they are. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it because the money he's going to demand in the free agent market and what they have from a developmental standpoint for wide receivers behind them. They've already said that Warren is going to be their number one target, the tight end, moving forward, and they're going to build the offense around him. You got Dobbs, you got Pittman. They traded off Adnan Mitchell, but they got depth at wide receiver. No, they're not paying Alec Pierce. They're not paying Alec Pierce. Big E wants that because he knows if the Steelers get him, it's going to be a big problem for those Broncos. But yeah, no. And Mark Malone, you're absolutely correct. Cam is still under contract. He is. But he's going to want more bread, and rightfully so. He's been an All-Pro 2 years in a row. Yeah, not Pro Bowler. All-Pro 2 years in a row. All-Pro. So yeah, rightfully so, he should get some more bread. Absolutely. So Big E says San Francisco getting ready to cut Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk will probably be a third-tier wide receiver if I'm the Steelers to go after. He's third tier. If this one doesn't work, if that one doesn't work, if this one doesn't work, then maybe we go to Brandon Ayuk. But I don't want Brandon Ayuk in. Yeah, I don't want Brandon Ayuk. Said, is Jordan Addison a legit target, Big G? Absolutely, Jordan Addison is a big-time target for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's my tier one along with Alec Pierce. Yes, the Colts already traded Adnan Mitchell. I said that. They traded him to the Jets. He been gone, Juice, right? Lockdown says, I'll take Pierce over Pittman. Me too. Christine says, no IU. Yeah, I feel it. Yep. Big G, who would you like to see the Steelers bring in as a wide receiver? I'm talking about it now, Mean Gene, for sure. Still at least said Ayuk is a crash out. Yeah. And Addison for sure. Yeah, Addison for sure. Yeah, Big E. We don't want these Hawkinson, no. Why do we don't need another tight end? We don't need, if we get a tight end, it's going to be through the draft. We don't need no another tight end. Right? S. Dresden, man, what's cracking, man? Thank you for the $2, man. I ain't seen you. Queen or Ferrier? James Ferrier. James Ferrier was a monster. James Ferrier, top 5 inside linebacker all time of Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm damn near ready to push him to top 3. All time inside linebacker. James Ferrier is a dog. Get Queen out of here. Get him out of here, man. He's not a green dot. He's not a green dot. All right, now going back to what I'm saying, man. We're starting at wide receiver, right? I think Alec Pierce is a number 1 target. I think Jordan Addison is a number 1 target. And by the way, y'all put who you think you want the Steelers to go after as far as a free agent target in the wide receiver room. But I think Alec Pierce is a target. I think he is. I think he's affordable. I think he's a good player. I think he fits. I think Jordan Addison is, right? Now, as bananas as this sounds, free agent target could be Mike Evans. Tampa Bay. Could be. Could be Mike Evans. They have a Emeka Egbuka. They have the Godwin. They got McCollum, the kid from Washington. They don't need Michael Pittman no more. They don't need him no more. Even though his production has been off the chain in Tampa Bay, I don't think they need him anymore. They don't need him. They don't need Michael Pittman. They got plenty of receivers. They're getting younger in that room. Would Michael Pittman be a guy that Aaron Rodgers would want to throw the ball to? Can Michael Pittman still at this age and long in the tooth run every route that's out there? Absolutely he can. So Michael Pittman is a target. He's a target, whether people want to realize it or not. I mean, Mike Evans is a target, whether people want to realize it or not. Jawan Jennings is a target, whether people want to realize it or not. The 49ers wide receiver is a definite target. He's consistent. He's going to catch the damn ball, and he can run every route. Absolutely. Still at least said Mike Evans is so consistent. If healthy, you know when you're going to get 1,000 yards, and he can run every damn route. He can run every route on the route tree, man. Every route on the route tree. Reginald Rivers said, what Reggie said? Wait a minute, where'd that go? Reggie said, what do you think about Nick Herbert trade for Highsmith? I'm going to get to that here in a minute, man. I'm going to get to that in a minute, right? Big E said, Mike Evans has been the best high-point wide receiver in the NFL for years. I don't know what he did this past year. I didn't keep up with him, but the years before. Yeah, he just was injured a little bit this year. But he's still a dog. He's still a dog. He's still a dog, man. Mike Evans is a dog. And he's a target because he's a free agent. And like I said, the Buccaneers wide receiver room has cleaned out. They're young. Jawan Jennings is the next free agent target, man. Let me see. Claude Bishop. The Steelers aren't paying a number 2 more than $10 million. I don't know about that, Claude. I don't know about that. And let's be clear. Would he be a number 2? Would Mike Evans be a number 2 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? No. Matter of fact, if you get Mike Evans, you might run DK Metcalf the hell out of the room and trade DK Metcalf. I'll take Mike Evans as my number 1 and trade DK Metcalf. S. Dresden for the 20, man. I appreciate you, bro. He said, you might be on to something with Styles. However, I think they should trade for Malik, yes. Both genuine Steelers. Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I've been saying, and I'm going to get to the draft stuff, especially tonight over on Steelers Almighty with my boy Big B. No, I'm solo. I don't know if I'm solo tonight, but Big B ain't going to be there. It's going to be me and something else, right? Or somebody else, or it just might be me solo. But yeah, I've been saying Sonny Styles forever. If Sonny Styles is available at 21, based on what you do with free agent, yeah. Tim, he might retire a buck, but he might not. What's up, Steelers Sal? What's cracking, man? Jack, man, what's going on, man? Kenny Miller, man, what's happening, man? Kenny says, Romeo Doubs will look nice in the black and gold. Romeo Doubs is my next target. My next target, I said, Alec Pierce, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, Mike Evans. Next guy up, Romeo Doubs. He fits the mold. He fits the mold. He's a Pittsburgh. He looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler. He would be great value in the wide receiver room. And let me be perfectly clear. I think the Steelers are going to double dip in free agency as far as wide receiver is concerned. I think they're going to pay a big-time guy, and I think they're going to get a mid-range guy. I'm telling you, I think they're going to do it. And I would not be shocked if DK got traded. I would not at all be shocked if he got traded. I would take Mike Evans all day, every day over DK Metcalf. And twice on Sunday. Get DK out of here. Still, Elise says DK wasn't just used properly. He's a short route runner who's explosive after the catch. He's not a deep ball wide receiver. Well, he had the longest play of scrimmage for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is 80 yards on a slant all season. The issue with DK is he doesn't have a route tree. DK can't run every route on the route tree. He just can't. So that's why I've all said all along, I don't know if he's a number one. I don't know if he's number one because he can't run all the routes. Being a number one wide receiver, you got to be able to run all the routes. Big E Bronco said, if Mike Evans walked into the Pittsburgh Steelers today and stayed healthy, he'd be your best wide receiver by far. It wouldn't even be close. Get Mike Evans and trade DK for Jordan Addison. Listen, lock down right now. Absolutely, do it right now. Don't even hesitate. I would make that move today. DK for Jordan Addison and sign Mike Evans. Let's go. At that point, hell yeah. But yeah, because I ain't sold about DK being the number one guy. And I'm not sold about DK not getting traded. Right? Big E says, you wouldn't want to trade DK Metcalf, put him back where he belongs as the number two so he can go up against the number two corners. I'm not against that either, Big E. But I'm saying that I'm not against not trading him. S. Dredden says, Malachi Lemon is a Coach Cowher Steeler. He is. But guess what, y'all? And I just want to be perfectly clear. Malachi Lemon ain't going to be there at pick number 21. Malachi Lemon is, any of y'all that think that Malik Lemon is going to be there at pick number 21, he ain't going to be there at 21. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to hit you with a G Stradamus. 3 wide receivers is going in the top 12. Jordan Addison, Malik Lemon, and Carnell Tate. 3 are going. The only wide receiver that I think is going to be available at pick number 21, pre-combine and pre-pro day evaluation, is Boston, the wide receiver out of Washington. He's the only guy that's got a legitimate shot to be, as far as a first-round wide receiver, to be there at pick number 21, right? Still a Dog says, man, do you think Roman Wilson gets another chance in McCarthy's offense? He should, but if Aaron Rodgers is playing quarterback, he's in the doghouse. Let me be clear. It wasn't so much Tomlin that had him in the doghouse. It was Rodgers that had him in the doghouse. Rodgers don't like throwing to young, undeveloped players. He don't like doing it. He even said out of his own mouth they had the best practices they ever had in the whole damn year once they got them wily old veterans and skillet hands and Thielen in there, because he don't want to have to do that, right? Aaron Rodgers be having problems with Calvin Austin III. That's why I don't think he's back either. But that's a whole nother show. Big G, I think Coach McCarthy watched how the Steelers play without a number 2 wide receiver, and I think he's on the way to do something about that. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it, man. I believe it wholeheartedly, right? Check out Ted Hurst, guard. Oh, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Yeah, been wanting Addison since he got picked out of Pittsburgh. Facts, bro. Facts. Kenny Miller said, that's the only thing that worries me about Evans. Can he stay healthy? He's not a spring chicken. Okay, we get that. Pick as you big dummy says, DK needs to be put on a leash next season and keep him away from, yes, the stands. Yeah, absolutely. Steeler Lee says, I'm going I'm still waiting on G to tell me what the issue is with Ted Hurst. I'm going to come back to it. Ma says Lemon is the best route runner in the draft. Maybe. Cardinal Tate run hella routes too. Hella routes. Still Almighty, what's cracking, man? He said, Big G, you done called that man everything but his name. Just say Mr. Lemon. Yeah, man, I done assassinated that boy's name. Assassinated it. You're absolutely correct, man. Max, what's up, man? A-Rod needs to retire and sit on them pockets. Yeah, he does, but it looked like he coming back. Still a Dog says, I will be happy with Boston at 21. Yeah? Yeah. S. Dresden, man, we appreciate the two, man. Thank you for the super chat. S. Dresden said, gee, we all know that trade up. Listen, man, let me be perfectly clear. The Steelers ain't trading up. Don't you believe it? The Steelers ain't trading up. Don't you believe it? They're not doing that. They're going to sit at 21 and see what comes to them. This draft has depth at some of the positions that the Steelers need. So you let the guy come to you. You let the guy come to you. They're not. S. Dresden, don't believe it. They're not doing it. They're not trading up. They're not going to do it. Big E says, this is the move I can see y'all making if y'all bring Mike Evans, keeping DK and drafting the kid from Washington, Denzel Boston. Well, I don't think that they would do all three. I think they would do two of the three. I don't think they would do all three, right? I just don't think it. Lockdown says, would you draft you all in the third round? Check out my show over on Steelers Almighty, the Draft Lab, from a couple of weeks ago when we broke down the quarterback position and what I said about Drew Aller, and I think he's our designated pick, Drew Aller. I think he is in the third or the fourth round, absolutely. Tim Lyons said Rodgers needs to sign his one-day contract with Green Bay and retire. He does, but that don't mean that's what he's going to do, Tim. That don't mean that's what he's going to do. Kenneth Miller says Jordan Tyson would be a nice pick at 21. He's being coached up by the good old Hines Ward. Jordan Tyson is a top 12 pick. I'm going to tell you again, when the Steelers go at 21, Tyson, Lemon, and Tate will be gone off the board. Matter of fact, all three of them ain't even going to make it to the Cowboys at 12 or 13. They're gone. They are going off the board quick. Off the board quick. And I know that the Steelers want one of those guys, but no, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. So S. Dresden said for the $2, man, so sit at 21 and take a project offensive lineman? Nope. Boston might be there. Boston might be there. And listen, we got a lot of time with free agency to figure out what to pick, what we're going to do at 21 before we got to get through free agent first. That'll tell us what we need to do. We got to get through free agency. We got to get through that. Now, I told y'all second tier, second ring wide receivers is guys like Brandon Ayuk. If they cut him, I like Romeo Doubs. I told you that, right? And then there's the late guys that, man, we might be able to get them. We might not. They're not a pressing need, but you have to definitely fill out the wide receiver room for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you don't fill it out, man, you're just going to continue to do the same thing that you've always done. My second position that I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to be ultra aggressive in is a green dot linebacker. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers should go after a green dot linebacker right now. I don't even think that they should freaking wait. I think that the importance of running a legitimate 3-4 defense is a green dot linebacker. And Yenzies, Steeler Nation, KnoItAllz followers, yes or no in the chat. Do the Steelers got a green dot linebacker right now? I know what I think. Matter of fact, I know what I know. I don't think we got none at all. But do they have an actual green dot linebacker? No, Mark Malone said, Lord, no. Listen, Mark, like I said, put it in the chat. Do the Steelers got a green dot linebacker? How you going to run a 3-4 and you ain't got a dude in the middle? How you going to run a 3-4 and you don't have a dude in the middle? You ain't got a dude in the middle. You can't run a 3-4. No part of your mind can tell you that you can run a 3-4. And I see with all the chat. Wait a minute. Mark Malone said Wilson Hell no. Peyton Wilson is not a green dot linebacker. No, he's not a green dot linebacker. We don't have one, man. We need a green dot linebacker. Now, I'm saying address it in free agency before you address it in the draft. I'm saying you address it in free agency before you address it in the draft. Kenny Miller's, wait a minute, what he said? Yeah, what's it say right here? Yeah, there was a reason that the Ravens took the green dot off of Queen. That's facts. And they put it on Roquan Smith because he ain't no green. He ain't no green. This is big facts, Steeler Lee. We have a bunch of will linebackers, not a true Mike. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, man. Juice Bellamy says, and Jacob Rodriguez is on the table still because we got Texas Tech linebacker coach. That's facts. Listen, I like Rodriguez, but I'm going to talk about free agency. Talk about free agency, man. S. Dresden for the 5, he says, no more journeyman. Built through the draft. No style. I get it. I get it. Sparks said, facts, Big G. No, we ain't got no green dot. We ain't got none. We need one. And that means Patrick Queen must be traded. That means Patrick Queen must be traded. That means Patrick Queen must be out of here. If he's got to go, he's got to go. But we got to get a green dot linebacker. Me personally, I like Devin Lloyd. I really do. You know, people can say what they want to say about him. I know what he was coming out of college. I think Devin Lloyd could be a green dot linebacker. Ma, what you said? Jacoby is a dog. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He will be an all-pro soon. Yeah, he could. He could be. We're talking about Rodriguez, Jacob Rodriguez. He could be. We'll see. He got to get in the right system. Got to be in the right position. But I want to get a veteran, not an old guy. I want to get a guy who's coming up off of his first contract, less than 30 years old. Let's just say that. Devin Lloyd is 27 years old, 3 months. He's a green dot linebacker. He's a green dot linebacker. He'll get everybody in position to do what he needs to do. I like him. I think he fits our system. I also like the middle linebacker out of the Indianapolis Colts. And y'all going to hear a common theme out of G here in a minute. The Colts got some pieces that we need to pick up. Now, I like the middle linebacker of the Indianapolis Colts. I like him too, right? Big E said Alex Singleton will be a perfect green dot linebacker for all you got. Yeah, and he's a free. Yeah, I'm not mad at Singleton. Singleton is probably my fourth best dude. Best dude, Big E. But yeah, I like him too. But I know we need a legitimate green dot linebacker. I know we need one. And I know until we get a legitimate green dot linebacker, it ain't going to be right in that 3-4. The missing elements for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is a legitimate 0-3 technique at nose tackle, a legitimate green dot linebacker, and a legitimate safety. Over the top, that's a dog. That's when we was killing them in our 3-4 defense. That's when it was Blitzburg, right? Still City South said Anthony Hill Jr., early second round, talented. Thoughts, Big G. Yeah. Now listen, let me tell you. I'm gonna be biased. I want Sonny Styles, and I know I'm here to talk about free agency, but I want Sonny Styles bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At pick 21, if Sonny Styles is sitting there, man, listen, I know we need wide receivers. But that's a green dot linebacker for 10 years, right? That's a guy you can build your whole defense around. 6'4", 245, 4'4", 445, 40-yard dash in the middle, downhill. Yeah. But my second guy is Anthony Hill. My second dude is Anthony Hill, boy. Anthony Hill is a dog. Anthony Hill's a legitimate green dot linebacker. Legitimate. I think at the NFL level, Anthony Hill going to play at about 240. He's going to play about 240, 245. And he's an animal. So far as draft, Anthony Hill, Sonny Styles, yeah. Anthony said, would I trade up for Styles? Man, I just said I can't trade up. I just said I can't trade up. But we're at 21. We're at pick 18. Styles ain't off the board. Yeah. Yeah, go get him. Go get him. Go get him. You're not allowed to give up that much to go up 3 spots. I don't want to trade up in this draft. I don't want to. In this draft, I actually want to trade backwards and gain more capital in this draft because I think there's depth at certain positions. But and you know, people say I'm biased, Buckeyes and all. No, man. I'm talking about the Steelers and what we need. We need a green dot middle linebacker. So Sonny Styles, we at 21, it's 18, he ain't off the board. Yeah. Or in the set, if we don't go get him, and then we go into the second round, and Anthony Hill gets past the first 10 picks in the second round, yeah, go trade up to go get him. Go trade up and get Anthony Hill. Go get him. Got to go get him. Christine says if we trade anywhere, it should be down, not up. Yeah, Christine, in this draft, absolutely. In this draft, it said PJ Locke's going to be a free agent too in Denver. He has no plans of re-signing the same way Alex Singleton does. Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. Mark Malone said, if that G out of Penn State, they're at 21, take him. Who out of Penn State? The guard out of Penn State? He's not a development player. And let's be clear, that guard is a day one starter. Sort of similar to the guy that the Cowboys drafted last year at Booker. Yes, he's a day one starter. So, yeah, he's not a project. So, yeah. But no, I don't know, man. We need a green dot with a nasty streak that just wants to hit people. Yes, we do. Mod said 12 picks. We need to package 2 of them to go in the second and third. Maybe. But I want to trade back too, man. I want to trade back because there's some things you can do, right, by trading back. Said, we definitely don't need to spend any high draft capital on an inside linebacker. See, but Mark, that's the fans, bro. That's the fans. The fans is like, we need offensive production. We need blah, 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 blah. We need a number 2 wide receiver. We need to win. We need to win. That's what we need to do. We need to win. And you mean to tell me at 21, you wouldn't take Sonny Styles? Stop that, man. Tim Lyons, man, thank you for the $2, man. Quay Walker? Tim, I don't know. I ain't mad at it. I think he'll work in our system. I ain't mad at it. Mark Malone, you're correct. We need to score points if we want to win. But we got to have a solid defense. And guess what, Mark? After those first 3 wide receivers, I told, and let me be clear. After those first 3 wide receivers, after Tyson, Tate, and Lemon are gone, if Boston, and Steelers, you better be praying that he runs about a 4.52, 4.53. Because if he runs a sub 4.5, like a 4.49 or 4.48, dog, he's moving up. He ain't going to be sitting at 21 either. And the reason I'm telling you that is because the value and the depth at wide receiver is in the draft. It's in the draft this year. You can get players in the second and the third. Yeah. But you need to identify in free agency the green dot linebacker. Now, I want Lloyd. I mean, it might be too much money, it might be too much bread, but I like Lloyd. And my second guy definitely is the kid out of Indianapolis. And I like Quay Walker. Quay Walker's 25. He's 25 years old, 7 months. He's still developing. The Green Bay Packers definitely have a kid in Quay Walker that I can see being a green dot and filling a position in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Mark Malone said, I'd take that left guard out of Penn State if he's there. Mark, I'm not mad at that. Mark. That kid's a plug-and player. He's a plug. Listen, I'm telling you. Max Sparks, yeah, defense does win championships, man. Randy, man, what's cracking, man? He said, we need to win. We like the way you think, Big G. Yeah, we need to win. I don't give a damn about trying to be cute and like the other NFL, and we're going to have good 11 personnel and wide receivers that can just beat you in that. How's that work out for the Cincinnati Bengals? Nameless other teams that they got all that cute stuff going on, and they ain't winning no damn games. Because you got to address certain positions of need. The green dot linebacker is the quarterback of the defense. If you don't have no quarterback on defense, you're big cooked. You got to have a quarterback on defense that's a green dot. And I'm with addressing in free agency, so that way we ain't got to spend the capital. But it's the Steelers. It ain't my choice. But I want a green dot. Mean Gene, yes, it's win. That's what we talking about. Still elite, big facts. Seattle just won with defense, not their quarterback, not the wide receivers. Jackson Smith and Juka was beat up the whole damn game. The only wide receiver that caught a touchdown, guy in position was the tight end. Nobody else catch no touchdown passes over there, man. But that defense mollywopped them. They mollywopped them. They killed them. So, yeah, you need a green dot. You need a green dot. Let's be clear. All right? And my third position of need, is interior offensive line. Y'all, we need a guard. We need a guard. We need a guard, and I don't know about a left tackle. We might need a left tackle too. But we need a guard. Isaac Siamalo is adios muchachos. Time to go. Right? What Tim Lyons say? K9 was the workhorse that I knew he'd be. Hey, that's big facts, Tim. I'm with you on that one, man. Omar said, fire Omar Khan and hire Big G. No, you can't fire Omar, man. Let Omar be alone right now. Omar and Andy Waddle got a plan, man. I'm backing them boys. I think they're going to be all right, man. The Bengals split with the Steelers every year. Claude, that is not true, Claude. Claude, today, Claude, I'm going to give you a pass. I'm going to give you a pass right now, Claude. But one more comment, man. I got a special surprise for you today, Claude. A special surprise, because I think you're trying to dominate in the Matrix. I think it's time that you want to show the world and the nation that you're actually the emperor in the Matrix. Matter of fact, you know what, Claude? Just because I'm feeling joyous and cheerful today, Claude, instead of putting you in the Matrix, I think it's time for you to reveal what you really are. The evil emperor. You are not Palpatine. Welcome to your new logo, Claude. Yeah, unlimited power, Claude. Unlimited power over there in the Matrix. Unlimited. You trying to control everything in the Matrix. Unlimited power. Unlimited, Claude. Right? Christine says, Big G, you're right. We need them big boys, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Big G over Omar Khan, 0-17 coming up right now. See, that's why I went ahead and put you over there, Claude, but I'm going to send you one more time. Bye-bye, Claude. Yeah, Claude, you want unlimited power in the Matrix. Unlimited power. You like Emperor Palpatine that we found out he was really behind all of it, Claude. In the Matrix, that's you, bro. That's you, right? Steel City said, Kevin Zilter, guard. Idea, yes. Floor guard who boosts with veteran. Yes. I'm right. I'm with that, Steel City. I think that we need to solidify a left guard, possibly a left tackle. Listen, I like what Cook did. You all know how I feel about Short Bus Jones. So, yeah, we definitely going to need, yeah. Claude said, we need wide receivers, but let's draft linebackers. Claude, we need both of them. We need a green dot linebacker, and we need some wide receivers. But you can address a lot of it in free agency, Claude. S. Dresden, man, thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate it. He said Khan is a Saints guy. Yeah, he is. That's where him and Mike Wazowski became boys at. Mike Wazowski McCarthy and Omar Khan developed their relationship in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's where it all started at. Where it all started was way back in New Orleans. You better believe that's where it all started. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, right? Tim Lyons said, you like how he skipped past Claude's facts. 2020 was the last time we've been swept by the Steelers. No, we don't always split. We don't always split, but since COVID year, yeah. Since the COVID year, but come on, man. In season series, we dominate them, man. Get out of here, man. Man. So glad I made your live, Big G. Love it, man. I appreciate you, Steel City, man. Absolutely, man. Still Elite says, we got picks and we got money. Khan should be able to fix a whole lot of issues. That's facts. That's absolute facts. Big E said, it's a good thing in the draft is the plum and the full inside linebackers. You can get one in the second and the third that you can plug and play. Like I said, Sonny Styles is a little bit better than Anthony Hill, but you definitely can get Anthony Hill in the second round. You definitely can. And you can get Rodriguez in the third round. You absolutely can. Let's be clear. You can get the kid from Texas A&M in the fourth round. Oh, there's some linebackers. There's plug-and-play wide receivers, too. Top pick should be wide receiver. No, Claude, no. Not if you address it in free agency. No. You don't have to spend your number one on a wide receiver. You don't got to do it. Me and Green said the Emperor drove Vader back. yeah, facts. That's facts, the Emperor. Right? I get it. Yeah. Now listen, Tim. Yeah, he was for 5 years. Okay, we split, but not traditionally. What's the overall series, Tim Lyons, between the Bengals and the Steelers? And then come back and talk to me. What's the overall series between the Bengals and the Steelers? And then you come back and talk to me. Yeah, for 5 years we split, but that's not traditional. Traditionally, we whoop the Bengals' ass regularly. Let's be clear, traditionally. So go back and look at the series and then come back and talk to me. Beatdowns, total beatdowns. Big E said, and this draft has got a lot of good offensive linemen. Yeah, correct. Now, Big E, let me be clear. It falls off real fast after them first 2-3 tackles. Now, there's that kid out of Utah that I wouldn't be mad if we take at 21. Right? Claude Bishop said, gee, I'm convinced that you watch football, but you don't see football. Well, Claude, you might be convinced, but you're seeing it through the view of the evil emperor in the Matrix. Because you want to see it your way. Ultimate power, Claude. Ultimate power. Ultimate power, right? Maud said, Claude, you can get Fields, Ty Montgomery in the second and the third. You can get all kind of wide receivers. You can get the kid out. You can get both kids out of Indiana. You can get the kid out of Connecticut. You can get Jacoby Lane, who's the opposite wide receiver as Lemon from USC. You can get Fields out of Notre Dame. You can get Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of Georgia. I mean, I'm just naming receivers that I know is going to be there in the second year, second round and third round. Yes, you don't press for a wide receiver in the first round because you want to be cute. You don't do that. That's bananas. That's bananas. Kenneth Miller said, Bengals better get that offensive line right. Yeah, because Joe Burrow is going to get the hell beat out of him. Yeah. What they said? It's the Murph. Bengals need to win a Lombardi. Yeah, they but Tim Lyons is a Bengals guy. So let's be clear, chat. Let's be clear. I show him love, but he's a Bengals guy. Right? Mean Green says, how many Super Bowl titles? Mean Green, let's be clear. Right? Ma said, we do need wide receiver weapons, but yeah. But we can address that in free agency. We ain't got to always just be drafting them. Right? Tim Lyons said, Kenneth, no, Joe Burrow got beat up. Let's be clear. Joe Burrow got beat up, Tim. Let's be clear. Right? Claude said, young wide receivers, not some other team rejects. Roman Wilson is a young wide receiver. How'd that work out? Calvin Austin III is a young wide receiver. How'd that work out? Didn't work out well at all, Claude. You got to get guys that can play. I don't give a damn if we draft them. I don't give a damn if they're a free agent. I want a guy that he can plug and play and can run the entire route tree. If he can plug and play and run the entire route tree and can stay healthy, I'll take him. It's not other teams' rejects when you go out on free agent and become aggressive to get players at that position. I want guys that I can plug and play. I don't want guys like DK that can't run the whole damn route tree. I want plug and play, man. Plug and play. Plug and play. Right? Ma said, I would also get Breece Hall. Ma, I don't think we're going after Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to demand a lot of money. And this is the thing, Ma. If we go after Breece Hall, why would we not go after Kenneth Gainwell? He's already a Steeler. He knows the system. He knows what's going to be expected of him. Breece Hall is going to cost a lot of money. And you heard it here first. If Breece Hall goes anywhere, he's going to Kansas City, Kansas. He's from Wichita, by the way, so you guys know. He's from Wichita, Kansas. He wants to go home and play football. He went to Iowa State. He was actually supposed to went to Kansas State. He was actually, trust me, believe me, when I'm telling you, he was actually supposed to went to Kansas State. He chose to go to Iowa State, and the rest is history. But he's from Wichita, Kansas. So, of course, he wants to go home and play football. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Listen, I know that, but it's going to cost a lot of bread. It's going to cost, and we don't need to be spending that bread. And if you go back and watch the draft lab over on Steelers Almighty, me and Big B done already designated and told you there's some dog running backs over there that can help our room. Nicholas Singleton, let's be clear. Nicholas Singleton, in the fourth round, go get him. Hell, with one of them 3 picks we got in the third, go get him. Why are we even messing around with this? Singleton is a freaking bowling ball. Guess who else? Coleman, the running back out of Washington. He going to be sitting there in the second round. You talking about a bowling ball. 5'8", 227 pounds, 4.45, 40-yard dash. You can't even see him before he hits the damn line of scrimmage. He going to get 5 before you even see him. Bowling ball. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. Mod, well, you know what, Mod? I never thought I'd have the day where you join Claude in the Matrix. But, Mod, adios, muchachos.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
But all the hell you got gold and you got gold.
Crazy, man. You right. I am crazy.
Gainwell is hot garbage, Mod? Gainwell was our MVP. He was our MVP. That's just pure hate. Just pure hate, man. Aaron said, hey, man, I already done told him to be clear, Aaron. I already done told him to be perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. Steel City said, Alex Pierce is the type of receiver we add, Big G. Yes, full route tree, outside X, inside Z, wins depth, wins intermediate routes, blocks, stays healthy, plug and play starter right now. He's my number 1 target. He's my number 1 free agent target. Alex Pierce is perfect. He can play the X on the. Matter of fact, Alex Pierce would push DK probably to the number 2. Yeah, Big G said Big G Mod is hot garbage. Talk about Gainwell is hot garbage. Right. No, Tim Lyons, no, that's not what the truth is. Mod was just feeling himself some kind of way by saying Kenneth Gainwell is garbage. No, Kenneth Gainwell is not garbage, man. Nothing about Gainwell is garbage. Right? Nothing about him. He was our team MVP because of what he did from rushing and receiving, Tim. He was our team MVP, not because of what he rushed, because he rushed and received, Tim. See, that's why you need to stay over there with the Bengals. That's why you need to stay over there with the Bengals. He was our MVP. The Pittsburgh Steelers MVP was Kenneth Gainwell. All day and night and twice on Sundays. He was on offense. On defense, it's probably Cam Hayward. But on offense, it was Kenneth Gainwell, right? Right? Steel City said, you just got me all fired up. Yeah, man, you know, the Bengals, they in the chat all the time. They in the chat all the time. Correct, Tim. 1,000 yards. total yards. He was our MVP. He did more than DK Metcalf. He did more than Jalen Warren. He did more than Aaron Rodgers. Without Kenneth Gainwell, this thing doesn't move. And go back and look at the official vote of what the team MVP was for the Steelers. It was Kenneth Gainwell, whether you like it or not. Maud, the Cowboys are hot garbage. Nah, maybe. They might be. They're improving. They're improving. They're improving. We'll see about them this year. They're improving. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I appreciate all y'all rocking with me again today for keeping it 100. Man, make sure you share with a friend, man. And like I said, the goal is to get the noonday edition of Keeping It 100 to become the #1 Steelers show in the network. We need subscribers, not necessarily paid membership, subscribers. We're sitting with somewhere around 1.46, 1.47 of subs. Y'all help me get this thing up to 1.5. I only think we need like 30-something subscribers, and we're at 1.5. The goal is to be to 2.5 by the time the NFL draft happens. But I can't do that without y'all. So please make sure that you like and subscribe and or share. Like y'all saw, Super Chats is wide open. It's open every show. If you want to get your rant or comment up on the screen, you can get it up there. But we have paid memberships. You can get custom emojis. You can get backstage content. You can get stuff that's not available to anybody else except for Steelers that rock with us on the KnoItAllz podcast channel and other content. So, once again, we had a great show. Wait a minute, we got a couple of Super Chats before we get out of here, man. Wait, we got 3 Super Chats. Lord, I can't even get out of here. $5. S. Dresden said, Coach Coward traded up from 27 for Troy. That was worth it. Why not trade up from to 21 to get Sonny Styles? Ma for the $1.99 says, read my last message. I'll read it before I get out of here. S. Dresden for the $5 said, wait a minute, no. Claude Bishop for the $5 said, 2 years ago, G said that the Bengals was better ran organization. You haven't forgot that have you? I said that the Bengals drafted better than the Pittsburgh Steelers 2 years ago. I did say that. Mott, here's your last comment. Name me a team outside of the Steelers that he started on, and I'll wait. He's your MVP because he's all y'all had. Trash. I think Gainwell starts on a lot of teams. And he's going to demand big money in free agent market. And Mott, don't be shocked that the Cowboys try to get him. But y'all, like I said, man, I got to close out this edition of Keeping It 100. I appreciate all y'all. I'll be back tonight over there on the big show, Steelers Almighty, man. I think I'm solo tonight, or I'm going to have a mystery person sitting in the building with me to do the big show with my boy Big B. Big B had a prior arrangement that he's got to make it to, man. So I'll be back tonight. And then tomorrow, of course, I'll be back with Smash the Gas with my boy Tay Boy Fresh and Kirby. Let me see if I got the banner up here already. Let me see. Jag, remember? No, I ain't got it up here. But, oh, there it is. Yes, we do. There it is right there. Yep. Yeah, what are we doing? Yes, the logicalness at quarterback position, same questions, different answers. That's what we're going to talk about. Quarterback 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow. But tonight, I'll be definitely over there on the big show, on Steelers Almighty doing what we do, man. Listen, as for Big G, one of the know-it-alls, man, I appreciate all y'all rocking with us, man. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a peaceful week, and I'll see all you guys tonight over in the big show. Have a good afternoon, man. Holla.
Yeah. Keep it real when I walk, keep it real when I talk. I'ma keep it real, give you something you can feel when I talk. We gon' keep it 100.